Howdy, I'm Pooty. Today I'm doing something a little different from my typical fare of content on this channel. Most of my stuff tends to be heavily edited, like montages and live stream highlight reels. However, this time I'm kind of experimenting with some post-commentary, mostly uncut game footage. This is my first time trying something like this, so I do apologize if it's a bit shaky and rough around the edges, but hey, I kinda just wanted to branch out, try new things, and just get a feel for it, you know? This is not a tutorial or a beginner's guide. Whoever you are, whoever clicked this video, I'm hoping you have at least a basic understanding of this series. But anyway, the point of this video is to kind of just sit back, review, and analyze some of my runs, and then provide commentary and helpful tips that'll maybe kind of help explain my process a bit when I queue up with randoms and freelance. Anyway, this video is very long and the format is unfamiliar to me, and I hope somebody finds it helpful, whatever. Alright, we're in. Hello. Before we get in too deep, I did want to do a little bit of recon with the weapons we've been supplied for this round. So if you want to get straight to the gameplay, here's a timestamp, whatever. But I don't know, I just wanted to share a few tips before I get too caught up in dying to salmonids. We've got splat dualies, which are really good all-rounder weapons. I don't have a whole lot to say except use your dodge roll. As I'm demonstrating here, you can take out enemies really quickly with your normal rate of fire, but if you do a dodge roll, your attack speed is increased even further for like a short burst of time. So definitely, you know, use that to your advantage to take down enemies quicker, and be sure to dodge roll your way out of enemy ink and away from enemies. It's a really good mobility tool. Next up is the mini splatling, which is a fucking powerhouse. Look at this thing. It absolutely mows through enemies, and its charge time is really quick. It's a splatling for people who don't like to use splatlings. Biggest warning I have about it, though, is that it is really notorious for how quickly it consumes ink. So just watch your ink consumption and don't get caught out with no ink. Next up is the nozzle nose, which without fail, there's always like someone in your team who's like, oh boy, this weapon, it's not very good, I don't know how to use it. And I mean like yes and no, like it's not good against crowds, but the 3 shots do really high damage, and this thing is actually really good against Kohozuna too. I'd say if you get this weapon, try to focus on executing bosses, and don't get yourself caught in mobs. You don't have the splash damage to deal with them as easily. And last up is the Snipe Rider, which is a charger I don't have the most experience with yet, but I like it a lot so far. When you charge it up, you get 5 shots that you can fire off freely while moving. You, I don't know, it's really nice. The inking's really nice. You can just tap to ink like typically. Where I'm losing my train of thought here. It's really, yes, as you can see here, it's really nice for dealing with ranged enemies, but you may struggle a bit with enemies on the ground because your charged shots do not pierce. It's quite similar to Bamboozler. Another thing I should bring up is that you can't hold your charge while swimming in ink like you can with other chargers, so just keep that in mind. But with that out of the way, let's dive right into it. If I recall, around the time I started recording these, we were playing at around Executive VP, maybe like somewhere between 40 and 100. Maybe someone else who's a little more familiar can tell by the increased egg quota there, but we aren't playing at like super crazy levels yet. I did play some rounds the day before recording this, just to level up a bit. But, and nothing too special here. We're just doing one of the night waves, the Mothership. I will say, if you get Mothership on this map in high tide, that's like eggs galore. You can still do pretty well, and it's really not that hard in like normal or low tide. But in high tide, there are so many easy to access eggs just based on how much smaller the map is. And it's kind of that way for the other maps too. Maybe not spawning grounds because of the placement of the grates and all the hazards and ways to fall into the water, but on this map, like, it's just kind of an enclosed little fighting arena. But yeah, for the first part of this map, I like to collect as many eggs as I can, and then for the second part, I kind of try to do crowd control, taking out boxes and mowing down the cohawks so that my allies don't get too overwhelmed. It looks like they're pretty hungry for eggs, my teammates in this round. So I'm gonna let them collect eggs. I'll do some of my due diligence too, but I'm gonna focus a little more on just taking out the big guys and not getting splatted myself. Yeah, this mini splatling really puts in hours. Even when I'm getting backed into a corner like this, as long as I have ink on me, I can defend myself pretty well. But yeah, awesome bomb throw, love it. Yeah, typically, people kind of fit into their own roles, regardless of weapon. When you're playing with people in freelance, I've found that, for the most part, people are really egg hungry and want to be boss killers and stuff, whereas I'm more focused on whatever weapon role I get, and doing crowd control and support by revving allies as much as I can, because that seems to be pretty overlooked. But I guess just to add some commentary here, we switched over to the typewriter, and I've been loving this weapon so far. You can see how I've got some nice vantage points to stand up on, so I'm not getting overwhelmed, and I can kind of kite the way that enemies go after and follow you around by jumping up on the ledges. I love using sniper-style weapons in low tide, because there's just a lot of opportunities for taking out enemies before they become a problem in your base. Like, just look at that. I love that charge. And I'm about to demonstrate here, or at least my ally is about to demonstrate here, the concept of luring the little snatcher guys. As you can see, he took out that snatcher closer to the basket before it ran off the stage, rather than taking him out the instant that you see them. You can knock those guys out when they get closer to your basket, making it a lot easier for you to drop those extra eggs in. Yeah, like, our team's got this down, and look at how many eggs they're picking up. This is crazy. Yeah, these guys don't mess around. But yeah, fun round so far. And last up is some splat dualies on mid-tide. I was kind of hoping to get more nozzle nose gameplay in, just to showcase that weapon a bit more, but as luck would have it, and as you'll soon find out, that's not really much of the case. Yeah, I'm kind of just playing a little recklessly over here, up close and personal, taking out mobs. I'll soon find that this is not really that wise of a decision. I haven't really accomplished a whole lot. I mean, I am kind of focusing some enemies, but there's no reason for me to be down here. I've accomplished so little, and I'm about to get caught out here. Like, yeah, there we go. There we go! Awesome. When something like that happens, especially on a map that has a bunch of, like, ledges, it's better to just get some, just get a higher vantage point, get away from the mobs, and then, like, just take a breather and reassess what you need to take care of. I did a little bit of a dodge roll there to get some extra damage in and take out that heal. I've always, ever since Splatoon 2, this is a bit of a weird tangent. I always thought about, like, how Marina and Pearl would shill for Grizzco all the time, and Pearl being a dualies main, and I kind of just imagined her chasing eels around and taking them out, because dualies are really good at executing them, getting around them. And yeah, this isn't much commentary. I'm reminiscing about Splatoon 2. I always thought of Muck Warfare, one of Off the Hook songs, as like their Grizzco song. I don't know where I'm going with this, but oh, I love that duo. I'd love to see some more some more presence of them in Splatoon 3. I don't know when we're getting DLC or story mode related stuff, but I need more Purlina. You know I'm on my shit. Yeah, look at our team here. Great egg count, and I'm pretty sure we'll just keep going up from here as the waves increase and we get hungrier for egg. Here we're sticking with most of, if not all, the same people. It's after a bunch of rounds with some really disappointing allies who were not keen on communication. It's nice to land a team that is kind of on the same page. I'm inking the base a bit instead of rushing in, even though I've got dualies. Figure if we can lure it, that'd be great, but things have changed a little bit. Instead of like just spending 10 years trying to kill all the enemies that are filtering down here, we gotta take some backdoor routes and take out these stingers. Because that's always gonna spell doom when you've got a bunch of stingers on the shore. A teammate's already down. We got you, homie. And another fucking stinger, y'all. Unfortunately for them, I'm packing heat with dualies. I'm packing double heat. I'm laying it down Pearly style. Awesome. I'm gonna sneak around these steelheads here, and unfortunately I couldn't take out the big shot in time, but that's okay. Now that we have a big shot cannon over here, I was feeling a little better about executing enemies nearby, but I decided I shouldn't stay there too long and whatever. One of our allies is gonna notice the bounty of eggs on the shore and start rocketing them anyway, so I'm kind of glad I backed off and decided to not leave the base too messy. Because our allies are on it. And where's the guy on the right? Oh, they must have just backed off for a bit. Maybe they had some fly fish missiles on them or whatever. But yeah, awesome awesome work from our team. I'm glad that Apple noticed all of those eggs next to the big shot cannon. Because oftentimes, and especially in fog, when you take out enemies far away from the basket, your allies aren't going to notice there's a bunch of eggs there, and you're just going to stay there and get caught out trying to collect eggs. But I'm kind of glad that we switched places, because they seemed a little more comfortable staying there. It's just wonderful to find teammates even doing stuff like that in freelance. But yeah, back with the Snipe Rider. As you can see, it's really easy taking out Salmon lids, and really good for you to get into the habit of doing that. Oh dear. Where did you come from? And fuck you as well. Yeah, since your Snipe Rider can't pierce through mobs, and you have nice range, you can save yourself some time by sniping down these Salmon lids, rather than jumping underneath them, causing them to crash down, and let you jump on top of them. If you've got range, and you have a nice vantage point, you can just chill and shoot their weak point and take them out very quickly, and that's pretty good because that's less annoying, lesser salmonids. They keep spawning out of the UFO. I guess I'd only recommend jumping underneath there if you've got enemies and bosses that you want to execute with the Salmon lid as a makeshift weapon. I might get to show a bit of later. I don't know. I can't remember. Recorded these the other day and started recording and just kind of got a bit sidetracked. I don't even know if this video will get out before the Big Run event starts, just due to plans and stuff I've got going on today. But we'll see. Even if it's not on time, I'm sure it'll still be relevant. It's never too late to just share some tips and just comprehensive gameplay. And we've got another night wave going on, and if memory serves, this is where things get a little fucky. Of course, glowflies. All our teammates are trying to go to honestly, a suboptimal point. I put down a panic wave breaker and then panicked myself with the glowflies on me and tried to foolishly lead my teammates over to a better spot, which is it's near impossible in freelance. You kind of, it would have been better to just stay with my friends and try to hold out, but no, we got wrapped. Unfortunate. You know, I wish I could show you a successful glowflies wave, because I did have a few of those the day before when I recorded, but in the case of this, we just were not on the same page, and I've now, we've lost a teammate because of that. Sad, but it happens. You are so right, Granny, Yumi. We're back with Snipe Rider, and instead of like staying on the ground, I'm going back to where the snipers and long-range weapons thrive, up on higher points, and then I guess back down again because all inhibitions go to hell when you see a big shot. Like, nah. May as well make use of the cannon. Oh yeah, I remember this wave. This is the one that, like, a parent-teacher conference or something must be going on because there are so many moms. Like, they just keep showing up. Good. No, well, I maybe could have done a little better, but I was gonna say no need to lure these guys. Oh no, more mom. Okay, fortunately, the Nozzle-Nose player took him out and was able to get out of the way of the Maws there. I was just gonna shoot them and I was like, no, get out! Switched to throwing a bomb because it looked like they were dead focused. It's really hard to tell, and where am I going with this? It's really hard to tell sometimes, like, what you should be focusing and what your allies are focusing, but if you can see both you and your ally waiting around on, like, a steelhead or a flipper flopper, sometimes you can make the call to be like, okay, my teammate is gonna be taking this enemy, I should just, to be more efficient, I should focus something else. Because we're both kind of just waiting around doing nothing, we're both focusing down and using ink on the same boss. It's a lot easier to vocalize this in voice chat, but I don't know, sometimes you can kind of just read your allies, even in freelance. I don't know. Got another night wave coming up, and fortunately we're saddled with the mini Splatling again. It's just, again, like I said, a powerhouse, and super comfy to use even for those who aren't as fond of Splatlings. These weapons are all really, really nice for this wave. You've got some high fire rate. Oh, you died. You died to little nibblers. But I'll save you. I got you, homie. Any weapons that have a high fire rate are good against the griller itself and good against the little nibblers, and we've got, what, 2 of those? The Snipe Rider might struggle a bit if they're not used to aiming moving targets like this, but if they do, they can also do a lot of damage on the weak points while the Salmon lids are moving. Not Salmon lids, the grillers. They're a little similar. It's like if 2 Salmon lids were flipped, one was flipped around, and they made a pop together. What the fuck am I even going on about? If you've got the Snipe Rider, this is actually a pretty good charger to use in this round, because you can hold up 5 charges and you can move around with the griller and have a better shot of aiming at these guys, hitting their weak points, and then the rest of your allies can help take out the little guys. Just try not to get swamped by them, like I'm doing here. Anytime you've got enemies on you, jump up on a wall, and that will change their pathing. It'll give you a little time to breathe. But, I mean, yeah, we handled this wave like a champ, and I don't think we struggle with these waves very much at all in this weapon rotation. It's just really solid. It'd be nice if you had like a roller or something to just take out the little guys, but it's still viable. All these weapons are really, really strong if you've got the practice put in. Just have some coffee here, don't mind me. watch my character getting reckless in this hallway that she seems to love so much whenever she's playing dualies. It's like, oh, I'm invincible. I can dodge roll my way out of problem. I'm working on it. I guess one of the reasons I must have stuck around on the floor here was to do some luring, which I think was just really unintentional, but I decided to stick with. And I say this quite a bit, but every time I get dualies, I'm very pleasantly surprised with the range of this weapon. It's just the fact that it's got such a high like fire rate, and you can still take out steelheads. You can still take out a number of enemies. Is really nice. Oh, that was a. Oh, we had the same brain. We had the same idea. We're like, this is a prime spot to use our special before things get too crazy in this hallway. But just look at the synergy of this team and all these guys. Here I go. I'ma blast them. You too. I'm loving this team. These guys must have been at it for quite a while too. They're all just like, they really aren't dying all too much, and they're really good at positioning themselves. Like, just really efficient. And also really friendly. Everyone's been booyahing each other, we've been dancing. Just look at that egg count. That's gotta be at least, I don't know what the big run rankings in competitive are gonna stand out. I know there's gonna be cracked out teams who are hitting like 200 eggs or something like that, but that's gotta at least clear you for the silver, right? Like the top 20%, that many eggs? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not that sure. What I have heard is that a few waves have been excluded from Big Run, just due to the way that the Wahoo World map is set up. I don't think Mudmouths or Inkstorm are gonna be viable. Same with the whatchamacallit, the Cannon Rush, the one with the cannons. I don't think they have cannon spawn points or Mudmouth spawn points or anything like that on Wahoo World. Just as the nature of that map. That's just what I've heard. I'm trying to remember how this run goes, and I think this is the run where I'm in the like fuck you fly fish gang. Even though I've got a snipe rider, I'm kind of just just managing to stay alive in high tide, not fall off the map, and not get overwhelmed. High tide is really is pretty fucking messy for ranged sniper-esque kind of weapons. There's so many enemies at your feet all the time. Kind of like Bamboozler and a few other chargers. This charger's actually pretty good at tapping to deal with the fish sticks. It's not too bad. Same with the stingers. And oh god, it's not even fair that you're spawning that guy over there. There are so many fly fish. But we hit our quota, and I really wanted to. Oh, bless you, Ranger. What a good guy. I really wanted to just help keep my allies alive and just try to focus on the fly fish a bit, because they were already getting out of hand, and that was what tripped me up and killed me. So figured it's the same for my team. But they seem to have mobility. We are kind of dying quite a bit, but we held out, and damn, they really collected eggs. Y'all are on that grind. Just another low tad. Nothing, oh, I say nothing too crazy, but, look at the fucking Twin Peaks over here. I commend you, Charger, but it's fine. We've got a rate of fire. Talia, you're so reckless. You're just like me. She just like me, FR. Probably the better play there would have been to take out that stupid ink missile. Oh yeah, ink missile paired with the fish sticks is not a great combo. Callie is dead again. I want to do things, but I also want to keep my teammates up. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, great special to use for the fly fish and also the sticks, even though I missed one little fucker and he's still orbiting Mount Asshole over here. I don't even know where I was going with this, but our team seems to be on it, and oh, that was a lovely shot. The shooting back that ink torpedo, that rain bobble, and taking out the stinger, just lovely clip. That's the kind of shit I'd put in my stupid montages that I'm always procrastinating on making. Woo! Oh yeah, we're cutting it really close, but I know that we've got a bunch of eggs near the base, and our allies aren't gonna let us down. So yeah, shaving it a little close there. Some of our teammates were getting caught out in that low tide area near the shore, and I think that the fact that they spent so much time dead kind of had a bit of detriment on how much eggs we could collect, but it still worked out. I've said before that I like playing a support role and revving allies and stuff. I think it also kind of curries a bit of favor with my random teammates. They look at my Inkling with the ghettoed out black suit and see that ally is the one that's always reviving them. And I've just found from experience in a lot of games, people enjoy the game more when they're allowed to play it. If you're dead, you can't really do anything. And if you're floating around not getting revived, maybe you feel a little like resentful or bad. But if you can keep playing the game, you tend to have more fun. So if you have allies that care about keeping you alive, I think your opinion tends to change. But yeah, we've got a steelhead who seems a little focused on taking us out, but we're just gonna ignore him, try to clear up the mess that's going on in base. I've no more specials, and Kalia is doing that thing where they die on the shore again, and I'm about to join them, but it's okay. I think we're still in good shape. The eels and the steelheads in here are a little scary, so I decided to just use that, like I mentioned before, use that technique to get into the range of the Salmon Lid and knock them down and KO any bosses underneath them. It's like the ultimate steelhead killer. And with our crew, we're gonna hop right into the Kohozuna wave. I love fighting this thing, and finally I've been handed the nozzle nose because it's like the last weapon left, and the game just didn't want to give this thing to me, but I'm kind of glad it did now because, again, this thing is a boss executor and it does great damage. You may not notice it too much, but we are slowly chipping away, and I'm kind of using my constant rate of fire to try to lure him. I mean, I know a lot of my allies are over there, but I don't want them to get crushed by this guy on that small little inlet of land. I'm kind of hopping back here, like let's revive the teammates. Let's maybe lure him here a bit, and oh, watch this. The ink missile with the inkjet in air, shooting that rain missile back at him to do damage too. I love shooting the rain missiles. I love when you use it to execute something other than the Drizzler itself. But yeah, this is a great map for fighting Kohozuna on. I'm really glad that it happened to be Hydroplant. This was a map that used to be my least favorite, but I feel like with the right weapons and I guess just with time and experience, this map becomes a lot more manageable, And if your teammates are on it like this team here, we just crushed him, and it was awesome. It felt great. Just a wonderful, wonderful, friendly team that's got their priorities straight and just friendly too. But yeah, that was an awesome, awesome takedown of the Kohozuna. And lo and behold, a fucking gold scale. I feel like I haven't seen one of these in like 4 weeks. They're so scarcely divvied out. But I'm so happy to see that. That's bringing my current gold scale up to, up to like 10 now. I've got 10. Oh, here we are at executive 160. So yeah, maybe we started the video off at around 100. I forget. Just around 100 something. Whatever. Anyway, that was awesome. I think we're queuing up with a completely new team now, but if I remember right, I like this team quite a bit too. They've also, if they're up at executive 100 whatever VP, then they've been putting the time into. So it makes me, I don't know, it makes me happy to just find new funny teammates to play with, and maybe have some people that I add later and try to queue up with. Just random strangers across the internet who like this holdout egg collecting mode as much as I do. Just on my shit again with Snipe Rider. I hate slamming lids. Since he wasn't lured, we definitely want to get our egg throws in. I'd rather do it now than wait too late to the end of the deadline for this wave to try to hit our quota. And we have teammates that actually care about fly fish, so that's awesome. I'm way caught out here and just trying to escape. I don't know why. I don't remember why I spent so much time on the floor. I think after I tried to go after that fly fish and realized, of course, realized that I couldn't hit him because he had closed his gates. I kind of didn't know what to do with myself, but I've just found that like a good method for trying to escape is to just shoot out a line of ink, swim through it, and just keep moving in a direction away from the enemies, and hopefully you don't wind up more caught out and in more trouble for it. Like if the base and just the entire map is just way too overrun by enemies, there may not be a whole lot you could do except try to find a good vantage point off of the lower ground. Yeah, yet again, I think this was these were some recordings I did to try to get at least some nozzle nose gameplay in, but the game just wants to keep giving me the same weapons for whatever reason. Like, I mean, oh yeah, this was the part where we abandoned ship. Unfortunately, one teammate couldn't make it out. The flipper floppers and the enemies were just inking too much, but after we backed out, they became a lot more manageable. They became a little Venn diagram of inking that we were able to deal with. And now we're just, we're pretty easily luring enemies in and getting some really nice egg collection in. Even the stupid drizzlers are kind of hopping a bit closer to us. I don't think we can get to the fly fish in time, but... And unfortunately, it's not sitting under a lid, so we're gonna have to deal with it traditionally. That's fine. Just, anytime I gotta jump down here, if it... Then I'm... Oh yeah, we're doing this again. There's no steelheads allowed. I couldn't quite deal with the fly fish yet again, but decided, yeah, I've got teammates down. I can't just be fighting away from the basket like this. I've gotta look out for my allies a little bit. That was a really sad bomb lob, but whatever. At that point, I was just like, nah, I'll just machine gun him. Yeah, so far so good. These teammates are also holding their own pretty well. We did have two enemies. They're friends. They're frenemies. We had two friends kind of die in quick succession, and that's a little scary. If you're off doing your own thing, and suddenly your allies die at around the same time, you become the one target on the map, and you become very vulnerable. So at that point, it's like, hey, whatever I'm doing, it's not as important as I thought it was. We should just be, you know, getting our teammates back and regrouping. Trying to do some eel execution. Ooh, that was that was really close. And two of our allies are down yet again. Fortunately, we've got another teammate in the base reviving them, and I decided to use my life to to bring back Moon Jelly, because I recognize that Moon Jelly has been dealing with flyfish, and for that I have respect. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm about to die anyway. I think my life is worth giving Moon Jelly a full health bar. So like, why not? I found that yeah, things are messy again. Flipper floppers work really well with the fish sticks. There's no point trying to ink anything in your base when you've got one of these guys. Flyfish is chasing me off the stick, which I wanted to stay on because it was keeping me away from all the mean and scary things in our base, but whatever. And I know I've got teammates dying that are dead, but I figured we need to get some eggs in, and what a lucky bomb toss. Because with that, we just scraped by again. Thank God. That was that was cutting it close, but I was just worried we wouldn't have enough bombs. And there was a bit of a brief period of time after your allies die that you can't revive them anyway, so I figured, okay, let's panic, let's bring a bunch of eggs back to the base, and hopefully by the time we get back, we can revive our allies. And the timing of that bomb throw really helped. I stress this all the time with my friends and anyone who will listen, but using a bomb throw to revive your allies is nice. Just regardless of what weapon you're using. As long as you've got the ink for it. You can lob it up in the air, and there's a bit of a delay when it goes off, so if your allies' life rings haven't appeared yet, you have a bit of time for that bomb. And also, if you can't quite reach them, then they have some time to kind of slowly swim over to the bomb and reach its blast range to get revived. I'm kind of talking over the Gusher's wave because I don't really have much to say about this one. It's a night wave that's honestly not all that crazy in this tide. But what else was I gonna say? Yeah, also just if your weapon isn't all that ranged, or if you've got shit like a bunch of steelheads in front of you and they're keeping you from your allies, or the slamming lids, if you throw a bomb that goes over them, you have a better chance of reaching and reviving your allies. Yeah, our team is really has some pretty high DPS, and they've got a knack for hunting out these guys. And I'm doing a little bit of a showcase here of the dodge roll. I'm a little late on the commentary, but since there's a bit of a border there, I could roll backwards without falling off the map and get that increased fire rate to help execute some of these enemies a little faster. If you go back and watch it, you find that I almost rolled off the map like an idiot, but at least I didn't. But yeah, oh, I about did it there, but I caught myself last second. Wouldn't have mattered either way. Wave is ending. It was really nothing special. Still no nozzle nose. I was like, come on, I need to show off this weapon. I need to at least try to prove that it's an okay weapon. I mean, like my allies are doing really well with it. We haven't really been able to watch them too closely, but as I was playing, I was noticing the nozzle nose players executing bosses and just, you know, holding their own pretty well. And we all have like really good weapons for dealing with enemies like steelheads in this round. Just between like, I mean, the duelies are pretty good at pretty much everything. And then your Gatling gun and your charger are like enemy spotted. And the nozzle nose, just with 2 taps of your with 2 well-timed taps, you can just solo it yourself really quickly. And oh my god, I'm getting chased. I gave a little booyah to thank them for saving my ass, because before I realized it, my camera field of view was just replaced with fucking steel eel. Yeah, doing a little more luring, just trying to keep this guy from blocking the walkway here. I can hear the annoying cry of the fish sticks, but decided not to bother focusing it as we were so near the end of the round anyway. Just getting a little more coffee. Good shit. And here we go, the nozzle nose. I did a little dance because I've been trying to get that for like several runs now. Though, if memory serves, I don't think I used this weapon all too graciously this round. It's still really strong. Like, I mean, granted, I did have a bit of support from my friends. We took out the ink guy really well. It's also really good on stingers. It's got individual taps, so those individual taps will take out buckets. If you aim it properly, just 1 tap will take out 3 buckets, or pots, or whatever. 3 pots from the stinger. I probably shouldn't stay in here too long, but I did want to collect a few eggs, so why not? Unfortunately, shit aim is keeping me from soloing this guy. But yeah, with a little timing and stunning that scrapper there, I decided, oh yeah, let's take him out with a steelhead and then die to a mother. But it's okay. Believe in the booyah. And and try to swim and not get eaten by maws again. Jesus, these guys are relentless. Oh boy. I did a panic special. I mean, I probably could have just used this crab tank special in lieu of my weapon, but I wanted to try it out. And like, I had taken me so long to get the nozzle nose that I was like, let me use this weapon. But anyway, all our grinding out for weapons paid off, because not only did we get to use our nozzle nose in a normal wave, we've also got a added bonus of fighting Mr. Chokozuma himself. Look at him. Majestic. And on high tide, of all places! This can get out of hand really quickly, but I decided to trust in my allies and hope that things will turn out alright. Like, I'm already, I'm still, like, living the high of getting a gold scale after so long, so, like, I'm in a good mood for this. I'm not sure how high the damage is with the Snipe Rider, but I thought, you know, while no bosses are around, I should try to, chip away at his health a bit. And then maybe, at this point, focus a little more on, just taking out bosses and keeping our base from getting overwhelmed. And, of course, getting some more extra damage from the eggs. I'm also just gonna do a stupid amount of damage to him, even though the fucking Salmon lid decides to cock-block me here. I took out Crab Tank to do some absurd damage to him, and already he's more than halfway out, which is great. We're already at a good point, as long as we don't get team wiped. Like, this just feels like a solid victory. Just thanks to all the high DPS of all the weapons. constantly targeting him, and just the stupid amount of eggs. Like, I think we're taking him out even faster than we did last round. Even with all his jumps he keeps doing to save face, we're just wailing on him, and it's great. No mercy. This is our house. Yay! But yeah, even in the high tide, Kozuna is still pretty manageable. Just as long as you've got some strong weapons focusing him while simultaneously taking out the bosses to keep your teammates from getting overwhelmed, you can manage pretty well against him. But yeah, with that, I guess I should wrap things up because we're pretty much near the end. We got 2 sessions in where we took out 2 Kohozunas and had a bit of fun with the weapons this round, and I likely won't be able to play much until the big run. But anyway, for those who made it this far, thank you so much for giving this video a chance. I know it's very experimental, it's very new for me, but I'm hoping maybe I can do something like this in the future with more Salmon Run content and perhaps even other games that I play. But anyway, be sure to drink plenty of water, enjoy the big run event if you haven't already by the time this video's out, and take care of yourselves.